Hey guys, welcome back and Merry Christmas. It's Christmas Eve right now. I'm wearing something cheery, but it broke, so only half of the lights is working. I should probably turn it off so it doesn't like bother anyone. But I was on Goodreads yesterday and I saw that they have a year in book. So I decided that I would show you guys my year in books and talk about the books that I read this year and the goals that I had. And yes, I have my laptop right here and I'm just gonna show you guys the screen of the laptop so we can like browse through it together. Here we go. Don't mind my million and one tabs. Let's open up what's that website called? Goodreads. Let's actually just make sure that this thing is recording. I guess I just have to find where I found it before. Don't remember. If you guys are seeing it and I'm just not seeing it, you can tell me. Let's see. I don't know. Is this it? No. It's best books. Okay, maybe we can Google it. There we go. Yay, we found it. What is this? Okay, this is not right. Here it is. Yay. It's a go. Okay. So the total book I read, the total amount of books I read this year was 41, and the total amount of, and like the year's not over yet, so I could squeeze in like one more book maybe. I'm trying to read actually a book by tomorrow, and the total amount of books I've read is, pages I've read is 12,774. Now, my Goodreads year challenge was actually 30 books, but then I felt optimistic and I changed it to 50. But then, obviously, as the year came to an end, it was like, oh, this is not going to work out. So I changed it back to 30. So technically, I did complete my challenge. But yeah, so the shortest book I read was 92 pages, and it was Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. And the longest book I read was The House of Hades, and with 597 pages by Rick Riordan. And the average length of pages I read is 319 pages. So yeah, that's basically the overview. The most popular book I read is The Lightning Thief, and the least popular book I read is Dr. Forget-Me-Not. Only 30 people read it. That's so sad. That's really sad. But I guess like my Harley Quinn romance books that I read a lot is gonna be on the least popular list. But actually, you know what? I just realized I read a lot of these Harley Quinn books, but I never like record them in my journey. So I've read over 50 books this year. I've read, I don't know, I feel like I read at least 50 Harley Quinn books. Not 50, probably like 20 to 30 Harley Quinn books, but I don't record them in my journey of books that I read this year, because like those are books that I read like that. Like I could read them in one night, so one sitting. So yeah, I usually don't record them in my journey. But I guess I must have accidentally recorded that one. So my average rating for 2016 was 4 stars. I did read a lot of 4-star books. I haven't given anything too crazy. Like I haven't given a lot of 1 stars, I think. When did I read The Catcher in the Rye? Probably last year, hopefully, because I got a 1 star. Yeah. Okay, so I don't think I have any 1 stars here. But today, this year, actually earlier this semester, I was finishing up my last semester of college. So I did read a lot of books. I read a lot of graphic novels, and I read some books for my class because I was an English major, and so we had to do a lot of reading. So the first book I read this year was What We See When We Read, and this book was actually pretty good. It was like I gave it 4 stars. It was different. Yeah, it had you thinking about what you see when you read. I actually have it. This is it, What We See When We Read, and like it has like abstract they have like pages like this. It literally says this. It shows you pictures, and it has things for you to like think about, what people use when they read, like books that people use. Oh, it has this like blanked out line. I don't know. I think it scratched out the parts of the book and only left the top. To say fiction is linear is not to say we read in a straight line. Like, it just has such interesting stuff, and I really like this book. I think I actually have a review for it on my blog. I'll link that down below. The next book I read this month was Oblivion by Jennifer Armentrout, and that is it was a story. It was told from Damon's point of view, her Lux series, Obsidian, Opal, Onyx, and all that, but it was told from Damon's point of view, the first story, and I love reading the guy's point of view of the story. So yeah, so that's what that book was. I gave it a 4-star. Wow, I actually really did give a lot of things 4 stars. I think maybe I gave it a 4-star because the fact that I don't know. No, never mind. I don't remember. The next book I read, or graphic novel, was Watchmen. I gave it 4 stars. That one was like big. It took a long time to read. Not a long time, but it took quite some time to read, and it was just like, it kind of tripped with my mind a bit. The next book I read was Alice in Wonderland. I gave that a 3-star. I'm not a big kids book reader, but it's fine. It was okay. I didn't hate it. I gave it a 3 stars. So here's how my rating goes. I actually have a way that I rate books on my blog too. I could link that down below, but I usually rate like 1 star. I absolutely hate it with a burning passion. Okay, like I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. 2 stars. I hate it, but I don't hate it with the burning passion that I hate that 1-star book. 3 stars is it's okay. I'm not gonna read it again. It's just okay. And 4 stars, it's good, but there was like one little thing that made me not want to read it. Not want to read it, that stopped it from getting a 5-star. And it's like I will reread a 4-star, but then when I read it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's why it got the 4-star in the first place. A 4-star because it made me cry. So that's why I give books 4 stars. A 5-star book is a book that I really loved, and I don't think I find anything wrong with it, and that's why it gets a 5 stars. So yeah. The next book I read, after Alice in Wonderland, I read Saga. I gave it 5 stars. I probably felt under the peer pressure to give it 5 stars because it's a very popular graphic novel, but it was really good. The colors were beautiful. Oh, such a beautiful colored graphic novel. Graphic novel I read was Miss Marvel Volume 1, No Normal, and I gave it a 3 star. I think I didn't feel pressure to give it a great rating, even though it's a popular book, because it's like it's one of those things that it would be good as a TV show for me. I realized I don't think I'd be great. I'm not great at reading graphic novels. I need them it comes out too far apart, whatever. But I feel like these things are great as TV shows or movies for me. The next book is Dr. Forget-Me-Not, obviously. Got a 5-star. It's a Harley Quinn book, so yeah, of course. Usually those get a lot of 5 stars in my book. The next book I read was The Water Babies. Oh God, I did not like this book. I remember it was boring. Oh my God, it was utterly boring. I gave it a 2-star rating. So yes, like I did not like it, but it's not like I hated it with a burning passion. It's just that I just didn't like it. The next book I read was Through the Looking Glass, Alice in Wonderland also. And I gave it a 3 star. It was okay, same as the first one. The next book I read was Bitch Planet, Volume 1, Extraordinary Machine. I also didn't like this one. It was like, for me, I gave it a 2 star, and it was a mix of The Hunger Games meet Orange is the New Black, and I just didn't like it. Yeah. The next book I have here is The Power by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and it's the sequel to the Return, her series. Like, it's a spin-off series from, like, I think Half Blood or Pure Blood, whatever those books are called. I never read those, but I'm reading these, and oh my gosh, it's so good. Like, top notch. Is this how you do it? Top notch? A? I don't know. I don't know, but that book was top notch. Gave it 5 stars, of course. You can see by my excitement. The next book I read was 100 Demons. It's also a graphic novel, but it's like a sideways graphic novel. I can actually show it to you. Novel is slanted this way, and it was basically about this girl and her 100 demons. It was sad. It got really depressing at one point. Yeah. I gave it 3 stars. It was okay, but it was really sad. It's not that I hated it, it's just that it was sad, and I'm not gonna read that again. The next book I read was Mary Poppins. Oh, I took a children's lit class so this semester, so that's why there's a lot of children's books, and then the graphic novels for my graphic novel class. So, well, not graphic novel class, my comics class. I read Mary Poppins, gave it a 3 star. And then the next book I read was Peter Pan, also a 3 star. These, like, I don't really have much to say about them. The next book I read was Fun Home, a family tragicomic. Really did not like this one. Gave it a 2 star, but I didn't hate it with a burning passion. Oh, I also have a review on it because, you know, I just didn't like it, but I have a review on why I didn't like it. But it's also a very popular graphic novel that people tend to like. This one, My Friend Dahmer, or Dammer, whatever, so good. Oh my gosh. I just, by it was so good, and I really enjoyed this one. I gave it a 4 star. It was creepy AF. It's about the serial killer, and this guy who knew the serial killer. So yeah, there's that book. But I don't know, it was just like, it was good. I just like really liked it. The next book I have here is Bounce. I don't remember this book. I don't remember anything about it. But I gave it a 3 star, so it wasn't worth remembering anyways. The next book I read, oh, The Love Bunglers. I just couldn't decide. I didn't even read it because I couldn't decide how I felt about it. But I don't think I enjoyed it very much. It was also, once again, a rape happened in it. It was just like trigger warnings. Like, it was just like, it's a very sad book, and yeah. The next book I read was Killing and Dying, and it had a series of short graphic stories within it. I liked it, apparently, really well, too, because I gave it 4 stars. Yes. Oh, and I also had to create my own graphic novel for, at like the end of the class, the final project. And I created a graphic novel based off of one of the graphic novels in this story, because like we had some guidelines. But yeah, so I did a response to one of the graphic novels one of the stories within this novel. So I thought that was really cool. I think I really like this book. The next book I read was Curse of the Sphinx by Ray Wagner. I liked it. Well enough, apparently. I gave it a 4 star. I started reading the second one, but then I never finished it. I have to do that. But don't really remember much about it, apparently. The next book I read was The Lightning Thief. This is finals week here, okay, when I got into my Percy Jackson phase. So yeah, you're gonna see all the freaking Percy Jackson books coming up. So Lightning Thief, obviously I gave it 5 stars. It was amazing. Not at all like the movie. This is where, because I really enjoyed the movie, and then this is where like everything was just like, damn, Avada, they were right. It's nothing like the movie, and everything that they said that it's the worst book to movie adaptation, it's true. And I'm just like, oh, it hurt because I really did like the movie. But yeah, the book was great. I read Coraline, gave it 4 stars. Don't remember much about it. I was like, at one point I didn't even remember if I read it, like if I finished reading it. I'm like, oh yeah, wait a minute, I did. So I did. Apparently I liked it, but I don't know how I don't remember anything about it. The next book I read was The Sea of Monsters. So good, yes. 5 stars. The Titan's Curse, 5 stars. Of course, I also watched Percy Jackson after I read the book, and then I watched The Sea of Monsters after I read the book. Oh my gosh, it just hurt to see all the mistakes. It hurt so much. The Battle of the Labyrinth, so good. And then, of course, The Last Olympian. This is all during finals week. I binge read the entire series while I'm supposed to be doing work. I was literally in the library. I was surrounded by everyone studying and me reading Percy Jackson. Yeah. The next book I read is The Problem with Forever. I really liked it. 4 stars, except there was something obviously that I didn't like too much that stopped it from getting that 1 extra star, but the cover is beautiful. The next book I read was Tone Deaf, and apparently I really liked this one. Gave it 5 stars. It's about the girl who was blind. I kind of want to read. I'm not blind, sorry, deaf. I kind of want to reread it now. Yeah. Then after that, I got into, this is like during the summer, I was still on my Rick Riordan bandwagon, obviously. I got into Dolores Hero, 5 stars. I was like, yes, I was really pumped up for this, and I wrote a review on it, so I'll also link that down below. Then The Son of Neptune. Oh my gosh. I was really pumped up to see Percy Jackson again, but then, like, I don't know, I just didn't like The Son of Neptune as much. I think it was my least favorite. Actually, it's not my least favorite. The Blood of Olympus is my least favorite out of the series, and then The Son of Neptune. And yeah, but I guess I gave it 4 stars because, you know, it's still a good book and everything. But, you know, the next book I read was The Mark of Athena. Amazing. Favorite by far. And after that, I read The House of Hades. Also amazing. Close second, like really close. Like they're neck and neck. Athena comes first because she was, but the book was first, and then House of Hades. Like I'll just read those 2 books. I'll reread those 2 books out of the series the entire time. It's because like they all got together, you know, they're as a group of 7, they're all together now, and I really enjoyed those 2 books. Then after, you see, there's no sight of Blood of Olympus for 6 more books. Then I read This Is My Brain on Boys. It was really good. Funny. I gave it 4 stars. And then I read Dreamology, also really good. Gave it 4 stars. Wow, I'm just giving these books all 4 stars. Then I read Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. It was really good. Gave it 5 stars. Then I watched the movie, hated the movie, and okay, that's that. Then I read The Female of the Species. This book still makes me sad. 4 stars because it did make me cry. I read The Darkest Minds, 4 stars because I didn't like the ending. I just didn't. Then I read After the End. I gave it 4 stars. It was also good, and I'm currently reading Until the Beginning. I'm trying to finish that, but who knows if I'm gonna finish it before the year end. This is a duology. Then I finally, after months, okay, I literally just read The Blood of Olympus. It's December now, and I finally finished that book after putting it off from August, and I gave it 4 stars. It was like yeah, you know, I didn't have enough Percy when he was in the book, but he didn't have any lines in the book. So, I mean, yeah, his own part. He had lines, obviously. He didn't have his own part section in the book, so they could have just threw in 1 Percy section for me because, you know, I just love Percy so much. And then I read The Trial of Apollo. Really funny. Apollo is like crazy, but I get it. I'm not crazy. He's conceited, arrogant, like he's just full of himself, and I get it because he's a god, so obviously they're gonna think very highly of themselves. So yeah, but he's really funny. So that was a good book. And then the last book I read was Love and Gelato, and I actually like started reading it, and I only read half of it, and then around my birthday time, and then I put it off. And I just finished reading it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why didn't I finish reading it before? It was also so good. It made me cry. I'm at work tearing up like, it's okay about it, it's okay. But it was so good, and I gave it 5 stars. But yeah, so that's my the books I read for 2016. And if you can see at the bottom here, it says you read 41 out of 30 books. I am 137% completed with my challenge. So yeah, this is my year in books for 2016. Thank you for watching. Tell me, what was your reading challenges for this year, and did you complete it? I think next year I might just do 30 books also, because like next year is supposed to be really busy for me. But yeah, so thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.